Hi, I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. I use a Nikon Coolpix S8200, and it's a good camera, but it's about 7-8 years old now, and it's gotten pretty beat up. It's been dropped a few times. It's starting to have a few issues. One of the things that it's running into is it doesn't record every time. It looks like it is, but it's dropping out. Part of that I'm going to blame on having the batteries go dead on it. The batteries are also 8 years old, and sometimes they don't hold a charge very long. What that all means is I don't always get all the video shots that I thought I did. And I don't know until I get back to the desk and start trying to edit the video. Oh, it shows a file there, but the file's corrupted and it won't play. So I've lost mounting the carburetor, just like I lost taking off the carburetor. Maybe it's some kind of a NSA thing where they're trying to keep that bit of information secret. Who knows? Anyways, here's the rest of it. I need a cotter key for that because the one I had broke. So that's going to have to sit there for a little bit. I can go ahead and test the engine to see if it's going to run. Turn the fuel on to see if we got any leak. I don't see any leaks. Everything's dry. Accelerator pump's working. Let's crank it over. Still doing the same thing. That's not cool. Is my felt too much restriction? Okay, we've opened up a vent. Let's see what happens.
No, it's running out of fuel. Just plain running out of fuel. Okay, guess I'm gonna have to let everything cool off. I'm out here, pull the fuel line off. See if I've got enough fuel going through there. My hose might be collapsed. I'm not seeing turbulence in the float in the sediment bowl over there. Usually when I'm getting gas out of the engine, I'm seeing turbulence in the sediment bowl. I just ran the sediment bowl, or I just ran the float bowl empty, and I should see fuel running through that sediment bowl. Nope. Not kicking up any mud off the bottom of the bowl. I wonder if I have a problem with that line. I think the thing to do right now is let the engine cool off. Then come out, take off that sediment bowl. Don't want to do that with a hot engine because you splash gasoline on everything. So we'll come back and do that later. Yep, the tank is plugged. That little screen up there on top is plugged up. That should be shooting a solid 1/4 inch stream of gasoline. Well, after all that work on the carburetor, which it needed, but after all that work on the carburetor, it turns out that the sediment bowl was the actual problem. The tank on the 8N is a steel tank, and it was originally put on the tractor back in 1948. So it's a while ago. Long about, when was it? It's been nearly 20 years now. They've been putting alcohol in the fuel. Yeah, thinking that alcohol was going to extend the fuel supply in the United States. Really all it's doing is selling a bunch of corn for people. And it's wrecking every steel fuel tank in the world. Well, at least the ones that use alcohol. And I think that's only us in the United States. But if I'm wrong, let me know. About a year ago, I stopped using alcohol contaminated fuel, and that should help with the rusting of the tank, but there's still a lot of sediment in the bottom of the tank, and that's what this little thing is supposed to do. It's supposed to remove the sediment. And it does, except there's one problem. The rust that's in there doesn't come out easily. Now I'm going to have to actually go in there and either replace the fuel tank, which I don't want to do, or I'm going to have to line the fuel tank with some they have all kinds of fuel tank liners, and I'll have to put some of that into the tractor. Haven't done it before because I always needed the tractor for something. I used to plow the driveway with it and do all kinds of work around the house. Well, now it doesn't get used anywhere near as much. Of course, right now I need it, but since I have the smaller yard, I'm not doing quite as much work with it. So perhaps I can take the tank out and line the tank. I think that'd be a good idea. Anyways, got this cleaned out. I'll go put this on the tractor. Maybe we'll get the old girl to fire off and keep running longer than 20 seconds. That's the stuff that comes out of the tank. That's rust and scale and varnish. Anything with a steel fuel tank rots right out. That's why all your gas cans are plastic now. Okay, fuel line's on there solid. Shut off the fuel line. This fuel spout that Louis gave me really works nice. Just pops in, pops out, seals up good. Okay, turn on the fuel, see what happens. Well, nice clean gas came out of the tank. Never hurts to drain the tank completely every once in a while just to make sure you got everything flushed out of it. I'd rather have it for a different reason. That's the problem. This cork gasket is not sealing.
This is a lot easier than it really looks like. Nah, it's a pain in the butt. I vented the gas line so that the air could come out and the fuel could get down into the sediment bowl. You can see it fill after I do that. Okay. Now I gotta let that fuel dry off. And we'll come back and check this in about an hour. I think we got the leak solved though. Got it neutral. Ignition keys on. Chokes on. Well, I got a cracked exhaust manifold. Ain't one thing, it's three others. Well, fortunately I have another exhaust manifold. The other engine came with one. Won't change it out today though. I have other irons in the fire. But that's something that's going to have to be done. I don't want to have that leaking. It's not like it's going to make the cabin of the tractor dangerous or anything, but it's not good to have that heat going on the intake. This part of the operation always takes the longest. There's a little clamp ring that goes around the bottom of the air filter and clamps it to the top of the carburetor. It was not one of Glover's better ideas, but he needed to have this little flat pancake air filter cover because the way the hood sat on top of the carburetor, there just wasn't any room for anything taller. Now it does work. It puts air into the carburetor and it lets it breathe just fine, but man, is it a pain in the neck to put on.
The oil level in this pan is right there. That way the air has to come through the outer chamber, pass over the oil before it gets into the inner chamber where it can go up into the intake on the engine. Kind of a pain in the neck to change, but needs to be done. There.
Well, we got the tractor running. Now with any luck, it's going to stay that way. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on this channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching.